yesterday we had a posted special meeting at 9 o'clock, and we recessed, and so now we're coming out of recess, and we're going to complete a few items that we didn't complete yesterday. We'll start with, you want to do number 16, the road use agreements on this one, or wait till the next one?
Let's just do it now.
Do it now, okay. I'm in the one that follows this.
Right, yes, ma'am.
All right, you have three different ones
In the book. Sorry, the book.
in the book,
I
okay.
was looking at the book.
Sorry.
16.
16,
That was,
that's, yeah,
I'm just stopping right there.
me too. Never take it. You have our old road use agreement, you have the solar farm road use agreement, and then one that we tried to incorporate all of the questions into. This is a solar farm that we adjusted.
I'd say that from the just fresh.
On the old one, under F,
They just say,
on page 20.
hey, just a minute, let me turn to this.
What did you say, Paige?
On the old one, page 20.
That's the solar farm.
Yeah, on the
Solar farm.
under F.
On page 20.
I put those question marks on the two deals that you lost.
Yes.
Are they in the new, or do we need them?
They are in the new one. I didn't know if that meant to leave those out or what our situation was on those.
Well, first one has to do with the maintenance during construction. I don't know if I want to leave it up to them.
It's on page 3 of your
Yeah.
For the new one.
It's on page 3 of the new. You would want it, that. And then after completion is another thing.
We didn't put numbers on it. I'll say we put page numbers. And then on page 19, there was one that had a question also about a pre-construction
Yeah,
survey.
pre-construction survey, huh?
Well,
Pre, and they want to do a pre and then a post.
I think that's more solar company geared, I don't think, for oil and gas, I don't think.
Okay.
So we can leave off C, pre-construction. That's on page 2. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then on page 20, we have F. Which is page 3 on the new one. You know, we're already talking about,
And it's referencing the pre-construction survey, so we're not doing the pre-construction survey, right?
correct.
We took that out,
Mhm.
so we need to scratch that. Consistent with the
Mm-hmm.
previous, how would you word that? Consistent
I don't even know
with
if we.
pre-existing, the pre-existing condition, or pre-construction condition. How would you word that, Lloyd?
No, because I'm looking at G,
I think
we changed too.
Since we're referencing.
Mhm. We could take part of it out or all of it out.
I think all that.
Yeah, that would work with it.
Yeah, you put a period after his name, but
I'm out on F.
Yeah, no, I.
Yeah,
I.
on one.
Yeah, I guess that's one. Any other thing you could say would be, in condition materially consistent with the
It's
road.
prior condition.
Prior construction condition, that doesn't really
Yeah.
sound very good.
One of the, yeah.
That's about the only other thing you could say.
I take two.
I think we're kind of addressing that in another place.
Yeah, well,
About-
then let's just take two out.
After where it says designated roads.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you've already gone to two, okay.
Yeah, just strike it after that. That rest of that sentence. And then take two out.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about. Is that
Mhm.
good with everybody? And it's all that at the top up there too, on the next page. And number G kind of covers that
We do it.
prior part that we were talking about.
Gotta keep G in there. G definitely needs to stay.
Mhm. And H. G and H are good. We just changed it from the solar farm name to, applicant. Now, K, we took, I think that,
Yeah,
Leave that subject to depend on
we
the
took
size
out
of the
everything
project.
that was in the solar farm and put back in what we had
Our
on
original
our
language.
original language.
on the bond. Under
Yeah,
K.
it became K.
Yeah, under K.
Yeah, that's what we did on K. And then
And then number 4 kind of takes care of everything,
Yeah,
we inspect, and then, gives us a way to have final approval.
Right, but if we're gonna leave that 2 year, timeframe in K, should we not change, number 1? after the
Well,
K?
that's.
Or I'm
the
sorry, that's
question.
L. L. Change that to a period of 2 years.
Where at?
Judge, I'm going to step back upstairs just briefly. I'm here to present on net data extractions, okay? So before y'all get done,
We
I'll
should have done
keep
that.
that down, yes, ma'am.
We'll come back to you when we get here.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, we couldn't, if it's short, we'll do it right now, or you come back.
I'll come back, Judge.
There you go.
That ain't short. It comes back.
Now, what are we talking about the 2 years?
Paragraph L,
Paragraph 4?
L,
Oh, well.
K, L,
2H.
next to the last page.
Okay.
Yeah, at the top of the page, should we not change that projected for a period of 2 years and take the 1 year out?
Oh, I got you.
It kind of conflicts.
Yeah, but they need to be
Yeah, it
consistent.
conflicts,
So
paragraph K.
put two on it.
Wait, now, on the last, where is the
It's
2 on the
top,
last?
it's top of,
Right up at the
The
top.
other 2.
right above M. Just go to M and then look at top of the page. Right, that.
Yes, I see that, but where's the 2?
Well, I think that we need to change that to
The two's on
okay.
the bond,
Okay,
Yeah.
Two's on the bond.
the two's on the bond.
well, that's the bond, that it will, no permit shall be issued if a bond is required until said bond's been approved. The agreement will terminate 2 years, in 2 years. The agreement will terminate in 2 years.
I think the agreement ought to be the same length of time as the bond.
Well, but the agreement will terminate in 2 years, and this one up at the top of the next page, the indemnity agreement shall survive after the conclusion of the construction and commencement of
Okay, so
commercial
it's
for 1 year.
operations of the project for a period of 1 year.
Oh, it's 1 year after, so
After.
that's tacked on the end.
After,
Okay,
after the, well, but it says after the
All
conclusion of the construction, and this other, the agreement may not last but 6 months. They may not need it but 6 months,
Yeah.
but this will be in place for 2 years.
This agreement is for construction and commercial operations.
Yeah, and the operation sure may. But then this part up here is, like you said, commencement shall survive after the conclusion of all construction.
and the commencement of commercial
And,
operations.
yeah, for a period of 1 year after, but we can put 2 years there too.
Well, the bond's still gonna be in effect for the commercial operation.
Okay,
You can't get to two,
Yeah, that ought,
I think so, it's just better for the county.
yeah, okay, now, the other thing we need to talk about, if we're good on all that, is when we do a permit, under this, it says it can only be for 90 days. Can we, I think we probably need to address that and change that a little bit. I haven't thought that through yet, but it's, what are we talking about, the permit, everything, let's see what. Oh, it's the third paragraph on the front page. Gives the county the authority to require a permit. At the end, maybe we should say something, at the end of 90 days, it will automatically, or do we want to, say, we will sign a new contract or a new permit automatically? Something to say that it's gonna continue more than 90 days.
And 90 days just comes off the statute, right?
Yeah.
623.
Because 90 days won't cover anything much.
they don't have permits, so. Is the 90 days tied to the statute 623?
It is. Well, when it says a permit may not be issued for longer than 30 days. If you do, what would you call it if you do, we wouldn't want to call it an extension, but we would want it to
Extended.
automatically,
Extended permit?
we'll think of some words for that, but I think that would, we definitely need to do that. What else?
this, permit will, 90-day period will automatically renew each 90-day period until the agreement reaches, to go back into this termination of the agreement within 2 years.
I'm not sure if we want to say renew. We'll think about what word to use, whether it's to automatically issue a new permit. Because it says a permit may not be issued for longer than 90 days, but we could automatically do a new one. And it could be just a short little sheet saying we're extending it. Or that we have a new permit that is for 90 days each time. That's a pain in the neck, but I don't know what else to do with that. You can think about some wording on that.
Or we put it for 90 days or until, the bond is released.
I understand, where does it say that though? Oh, you're wanting to say, that's what you're wanting to say, okay. I don't see it here. I'll tell you what, I'll talk to Brian about that and we'll come up with the best word to put on there, or the best, yeah, we'll do something. And on our application, we have the date, we have them in order, so it'll always just be watching that date, and redoing it. Okay.
Exactly where it is. Huh?
Mhm.
But they don't know exactly where they are, what they're doing.
Well, we're keeping a spreadsheet also. Yeah. Okay,
Pretty quick.
we'll be talking to you about one thing on our road use agreements,
Yes, ma'am.
trying to, get a little better working.
This is one we keep.
We're gonna have to redo it, because we gotta change a few things in here,
Right.
yeah.
I'll put these other two.
And just as a short thing about it, it says the permit may not be issued for longer than 90 days. And we need for it to be longer. So, at the end of the 90 days, can we automatically issue another permit?
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
automatically issue another permit.
Yes, ma'am. I remember us talking about
We did.
that. I can't remember the conclusion that we came to. It felt like we found something in there, but I can take a look.
Okay, we'll look at that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We're gonna take out the pre-construction survey. Was there anything else? Change that 2 years.
Change it one sentence, stop the period.
C,
Yes, that's pre-construction. Mhm.
C, one line in F, all of F2.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
F of 1 and all of 2.
yeah.
Okay.
That is good.
And then L,
And then,
last
yeah,
line
2
of
years.
paragraph
2 years,
L.
Yeah.
yes. Mhm. Do we want to adopt that now with those changes, or do we want to come back at the next meeting?
Why don't we just fix it and just let us look at it again and adopt it next time we have a meeting? I mean, can we wait?
I mean,
Oh, you need it now?
Yeah, he needs it.
Oh, that's fine with me, I
We
still look for
can,
you.
all right, let's adopt this with those changes.
Okay?
And then if we need to come back at the next meeting and make a little tweak
Yeah.
with it, well, we can do that. Okay, we'll do that. Maria?
need a motion.
Second.
Automatically issue another permit. For 90 days. All right, if you'll put the page numbers in all of these, and then just a few little things we got on there. Thank you so much. Okay.
Judge, that was a motion to adopt.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the road use agreement, the new road use agreement. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye? Any opposed? None. Motion carried. All right, that was 16. And are you doing? The vertical data, is that what that is?
I
Yes.
believe so,
That's number
Judge.
19. The net
Yeah.
data?
Yeah, I agree, vertical.
Conversion.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
And
sir.
so, a couple weeks ago, y'all had me look at the contracts. We're gonna be billed $30,000 for 8 extractions. I think we all kind of remember that conversation.
Yes.
After reaching out to Net Data, just telling you what they told me, and for y'all to decide how you want to proceed, is basically the data is in buckets of information, right? So we have 4 different buckets that we need 8 extractions for, 2 for each bucket of information. They give us 2 for free per the contract. I think we remember that. So that would be 6 at $7,500.
The new contract,
The new contract.
The new contract.
Yes, ma'am.
not the old contract.
And so their, don't say argument, but their angle is that they've cut 2 more off and charging $7,500 a piece for 4 extractions to get us to $30,000, right? Instead of $45,000.
So the
total.
30 would be for all of the extractions?
Yes, ma'am.
Did it start out at 60?
I thought I remembered 60,
No?
but I mean, or,
It's $7,500 for.
And I know
okay.
it's 30, what I'm looking at here, just to make sure we're
Well, and we had talked about, is the first extraction one and the second one for that same bucket, another
Yeah.
charge, so maybe that's where we got
Ye-
off.
Yes, ma'am, and I think that is how they're looking at it, that you need 2, and we talked about that, I think Dane presented last time as well, that we need to start the pullover process, but we're still gonna be using the system that we're gonna need an extraction at the end, kind of the last lifeboat over, if you will, of the remaining data. Again, that's where they're coming from, again, her main angle to try to help us out is we should be paying per the contract 6 with the 2 for free. She's cutting 2 off, so we're paying for 4 at $7,500 a piece.
And that's it.
That's
It'll
my
never- it'll never
understanding.
get- No,
Never been-
I can confirm that. That is my understanding with our conversation, that is it. I don't see any other, I mean, Dane can speak to maybe the information data conversion better than I can. I don't see any other reason we would need to do anything extra unless there was something that went haywire. Of course, that would cause another conversation with net data.
I think we need to negotiate this, keeping in mind that the auditor's office and the treasurer's office still use net data.
not for
And
long.
if we should, I know that we're not saying that we are leaving them or leaving I-3,
We don't know.
but should we, that once we pay this fee, that's,
But we still have the sheriff's department that's gonna be an
Yeah,
annual.
that's not the end, just,
It's not the end, this is not the end of it, because we're still gonna have, like I say, auditor's office, treasury department, then we're gonna have, retention files for the sheriff's office. Because they, we're not doing extraction, they're basically gonna host our server at, I forget what the rate is, but there's gonna be an annual rate for the hosting of the sheriff's
Yeah.
data.
a big annual rate.
And so if I can speak to that, going to Andy's question, is that it, for my purpose, looking with the contract, it is the extraction of what's moving over to LGS.
Did they say anything about the original contract that we had?
I think the original,
They're changing it now to what we are,
I think the original contract, and maybe please correct me if I'm wrong, the original talked about 2 free extractions.
Well, they're gonna have 2 free extractions, anything over and above is gonna be billed at their hourly rate is the way, and what they ended up doing is coming in at the $7,500 flat rate. They're giving us the 2, but in this original
We thought that the extractions were one extraction for all of those, rather than the buckets, you know.
Yes, ma'am, and again, it kind of gets me talking a little bit more IT than what I like, but my understanding is, from them, is that you can't do an extraction across multiple buckets. Sorry, I keep using buckets, but that's how, I'm a visual guy, so you have 4 buckets of information, and
I understand, but
And again, Judge, I'm just presenting what was told to me.
Oh, I know.
Obviously, we can come back and talk about cost and see how much we want to pay.
Yeah, and on the other side, we're keeping a few buckets.
We are.
So we're not completely walking away from it, it is.
which is
broke out.
why they should be a little
They ought to be.
more
Exactly.
easier to work with than they are. I think Karen aren't you of the mindset to look for something else? Just get out of business with them. They're not giving us good service right now, and it's probably that reason too, that we are leaving. Yeah.
So I am still having to work with them though, or trying to.
Yeah,
Well, they're paid for the next 11 months, so.
we are.
They are. I might have to remind
The
them.
contract was renewed or prepaid.
But we're already prepaid with this other
Paid
company.
through.
We're paying for that, so if there's no reason to wait. It's not,
There ought to be some credit.
Just didn't
in there
work together
somewhere.
right.
Ought to be
I know
some
it.
credit in there somewhere for services not rendered.
The contract's written, annual payment, we pay the
I
annual.
know, I'm just doing,
Yeah,
I guess
I
applying a little
understand.
common sense to it.
But,
well, there you go.
yeah, and the 2 extractions,
Using common sense.
this initial extraction will take place like as soon as possible, so we start that conversion. The
We
second
don't
one will
want,
be,
we can't run into another year of it.
no. That's why, you know, I was saying kind of time is the essence of trying to figure out what our position is on this. Because right now, we're kind of in a holding pattern until I get that data extracted. I can't start with LGS, because LGS, we gotta get that. Basically, we gave 30 days, and I think that 30 days was on the 11th.
What's
So
the
we
time
did that
limit,
30
they
days.
don't get it done then? If we all.
Well, I mean, it's a loaded question. They're telling me after first of the year. And that's gonna be, but that's supposed to be, you know, time that E4's in with the system, getting all the data loaded, getting the LGS, and E4's talking to each other with the API, and they going live. I don't have an exact date, they're just telling me that first year, which bothers me because I don't know what first year means. It's pretty wide open, right?
Yeah.
But the longer that we hold getting this data to them, the longer it delays the
Yeah.
process.
Do we have a motion?
Spend 30,000. Is that right, Dane? 30,000?
I
That's
don't want it to
right.
be us holding it up.
That's for the data conversion, yes, it's 30,000 for the 2 extractions that are, you know, to complete it through those extractions, for those modules.
Coming out where? The 30.
Probably road and bridge.
Not the DA's.
How about the egg?
What's that fund?
86 after I get my
86.
money moved today.
Yeah.
About the transfer.
You can put it in any one of these, we're going to have to transfer some money, so that won't be a big deal.
Okay.
I mean, it'll be a big deal, but it won't. Yeah.
It's just.
Do we have
I make a motion.
I'm just, one thing before you guys, just as a thought. Because it's $30,000, we're gonna do extraction 1 right now, and in about 60 days, we'll probably be doing extraction 2, is what I'm guessing. So if y'all wanted to break
What were
it
you
into.
having to wait until January?
For the initial, we need the initial extraction now, which basically takes everything up to date, and then then when we go live, there's still information you put in there, they gotta go pull that remaining information, that's extraction number 2.
It's cleaned up.
That's when we go live, yeah, clean
Yeah, but
up.
what was the other thing? You said that'd be about the first of the year?
It's all part of the same system, it's all the
Or
same.
were you talking about something else that was
No.
gonna happen about 30 days?
Well, yeah, I mean, because we got to get the data pool from these guys, so we'll get it to LGS, because they got to convert the data to talk to their system, then we got to write an API to to tie E-Force together with LGS, then we can talk about it.
We have a motion.
It's all
We
been
have a
covered.
second.
The 30,000 is gonna cover both extractions, is that right?
We have a motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Begrudgingly,
Yeah.
motion carried. All right. Thank you for working on that for us.
Thank you for saying thank you, that's not the best,
And I know you worked on it, we just hope that they would be a little more accommodating. We're not ready on internet security, are we?
No, ma'am.
No, too fast, okay. What about the Stecker subdivision plat? Not ready on it?
Till, good court on the 30th.
Yes, okay. Is there anything else on this agenda?
We're gonna do number 21, Karen? From yesterday?
What was that?
Office fund,
ARPA? I still don't have any, I'm having an issue with getting, quotes from buy boards. You know, when they wanna help you, when I call the dealerships, yeah, they wanna help you, but then you put in there, I need the tips, or I need the buy board, and then it's not so important for them to give me the quotes, I guess. I mean,
I contacted two of them yesterday afternoon, I still haven't received an email before I come in. Same thing.
Sorry, I'd already talked to Karen, she said we hadn't
No.
done it yet, so those will be tabled to next time. Is there anything else for this one? If not, we have a motion to adjourn.
Is there a motion?
oh, wait, never mind, I'm sorry. We're not through yet, right?
We're through with this
This
one?
yesterday. All right,
Second.
I thought about a 5-minute break.
all in favor, aye. 5-minute break.